sometimes I hear that from scholarship that Shin Buddhism is like Christianity, and Amita Buddha is like a Jesus Christ. So is this true or this is completely wrong information? So please.
It's somewhat of a superficial view, but it's understandable because when we look at things, we relate it to things we know. And in America, we have the Abrahamic religions where we do have an outside God or deity to which we request things for our own benefit. And again, as I said, Amida Buddha is in a sense symbolic. And I use that word in the form of Paul Tillich, who said that these symbols have a power of their own, like the flag. In other words, it's not just a symbol, but a symbol can really move us. And so Shakyamuni Buddha used this as a means of having us humans relate to light and life, something that's difficult for us to relate to. But
wait. What is a Shakyamuni Buddha? I'm sorry, people probably don't know.
Shakyamuni Buddha is the name of the historical Buddha, a human being who said he was not a god. He was an actual human who woke up, who was enlightened or realized the truth of life, and that everything is interconnected, everything is changing. And our participation in this, he symbolized by this, what he called Buddha, a human form, just so we could relate to that. It's very difficult sometimes to relate to wisdom, compassion, light, and life. But if we have a human form, we can relate to that. And with the sense that we have been accepted, that we take refuge in this.
Oh, so basically Shakyamuni Buddha is the same as a historical Buddha, is that
right?
Okay.
Yes. And then he named this in mythology a Amida Buddha, and there is a myth that goes with it. But Buddhism has always used what's called skillful means of teachings, that they are fingers pointing to the moon of truth, that we don't get hung up on the fingers. We don't argue so much with other schools of Buddhism or other religions, because there are just other ways of pointing to the truth. And the truth is, in a sense, beyond our real thought. But it is an experience where we feel comforted, we feel accepted, we feel loved. This is the word compassion. And so, again, unlike some of the other religions, we look at the interdependence of life, that I am significant because I am part of the whole. It's not that I am separate from all else. I don't seek things just for myself, I seek things for the entire group. And this voicing Namo Amida Butsu is acknowledging that I am part of the whole. Again, not due to any skillful means on my part, but because others have provided this for me.
So Amita Buddha is not like a Jesus Christ?
No.
How he different from Jesus Christ?
Well, my thought on Jesus is that he is the Son of God, and after he died, he regained birth. Amida is again symbolic, just this whole essence of light and life, wisdom, compassion. And I am part of light, and I am part of life. And but for, let's say, for 100 years, I have this human form. We go back to our original nature. I don't know quite what that is, but I may say that I, in a sense, come from light and life, and I go back to light and life. But it's while I have this human form that I can do something. Now, if I have this human form and was not aware of it, not awake of it, I might waste it just kind of struggling through life or enjoying the good parts and suffering through the bad parts. But when I'm awake to that, this is what brings joy and comfort and what could be called a settled mind, settled, just feeling in harmony with all of life. And with that harmony, I do work for the benefit of all beings, just as all beings have worked for my benefit. So it is a sense of interdependence, waking up to interdependence, waking up to change, or the, transcendence of life. Everything changes, and I'm comforted by that because I am part of this whole dynamic. But again, Buddhism means to wake up to this And when I really wake up, that is what brings joy. The mystery is no longer a mystery so much that I just accept life for what it is, and again appreciate life.
So when we go to your temple, so you teach us what this is all about, how we can actually practice it in our life. Is that correct?
Right. Again, the practice for a Shin Buddhist is not to achieve anything, not to get to anywhere else.
Oh.
Practice for a Shin Buddhist is a practice of gratitude, waking up.
Mm-hmm.
So it's demonstrated again by service to others.
Okay.
And you might see this going to Japan. I always feel that Shin Buddhism, being the largest school of Buddhism in Japan, has shaped much of the culture and language of Japan. And much of that is about helping others, that people often diminish their own sense of ego, considering the whole. In other words, people are very respectful of others. There's very little stealing. There's a great respect for the others. People line up. There's this thought of interdependence, and I think it's greatly influenced by Shin Buddhism.
Huh.
When we greet each other, as you know, when you say, "How are you?" the answer is not, "I am fine." It always is preceded by these words, "Okage-sama de," which means, because of you, because of others, I am fine. So the language, the bowing of humility, all of these things are, I think, reflections of Shin Buddhist influence in Japanese culture.
Great. So if you want to learn about the Japanese culture and the way Japanese people behave, Shin Buddhism is always the way to go. I got it. Yeah.
We don't have to become Japanese, but all these principles are very important to all of us, that we are all humans. In this modern age, we do know that we are related to people across the other side of the earth. This interdependence is proven by our knowledge of atoms and molecules. And just by all this scientific knowledge, it's proving out these very simple, basic principles that the Buddha talked about 2,500 years ago.